park, but
When you mention
Please.
traffic,
I know, Brett.
when you mention traffic calm and speed reducers,
Yes.
and Herman's right, it's not just J Street they speed down.
Oh, no.
You see more speeders heading towards 10th Avenue to get on the highway, and to 6th Avenue to get on the highway, which is why they haul ass down J
J
Street.
Street. Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
L,
They're going right around the
right?
corner.
One of those.
And J, yeah.
So those really need it worse off than, no one hauls ass to go downtown,
Right.
right?
Which is K.
Not really. And there are people that have to haul ass everywhere they go.
Yeah.
That would be
Deputy Sheriff
shoddy.
should be the one addressing that problem.
So we should just focus on the ones heading south.
I think so.
The one way is going south.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, I think the stop sign is a good idea, and I don't know, it sounds like this is something that's being discussed. It's, you know, a sentence on our plans.
I mean, we'll pay for it. Our neighbor said we have money. Our neighbor says he has money. We'll buy the damn stop sign permit. If that's all we're talking about, then you need the money. I'll go to downtown, Jewel. You know they'll pony up. They'll
Yes,
pony up.
It's
We'll have another flopping
It's in the
tournament.
budget.
What you have to remember is
We have $5,000? We have $5,000.
It's in the budget.
the program has a
Well, they did it
specific
for beer
focus.
Okay.
And the program, the focus of the program is to primarily improve the roadways and the streets
Right,
segments that are identified in the bond.
right.
That is like sacrosanct. We have to do
I
something on
know.
all these streets. Now, yes,
I feel like Dick's
When-
reining me in a lot.
I know, a little
We-
tiny.
when we start putting in speed controls and speed reducers on streets that are in the program, because there are speeding issues there,
Right,
we understand that that has the potential of moving that problem
right.
block one way or the other. But that's something that has to be dealt with.
Yeah,
Now, it will be dealt with, I'm sure, in the future, but we can't expand this program.
no, I know.
Purely because there's not enough funding to go around.
Yeah. Oh, there's
The
a
stop
lot more
signs are cheap.
streets.
Okay, so that may be a stopgap in
Right.
looking at a whole region like that, even going beyond the scope of what this program is. Stop signs sometimes are not the most effective
Right.
speed reducers, because a lot of people, they consider them just broad suggestions.
I'm very hopeful that the bump outs would be.
Which is
a
some
good
combo
help,
thereof.
too, Yeah.
I like the old woman standing up north of the blow dryer in the morning to slow people down her block, acting like it's a speed limit. And I swear to God, if they don't start slowing down, I'm gonna get out there with my damn blow dryer and start slowing the trucks down in the morning. Swear to God, I'm just gonna stand there and point at them.
Just
Might
make a
help.
stand for
Again,
it.
the object of this exercise here,
Do something.
the object of this exercise here is so that we can get your input into the kinds of features that will address, that you feel will best address some of these problems.
Cool, cool, thank you, we appreciate that. We really appreciate it.
Maybe we could do, green is your favorite, orange is your second favorite, and pink
We got
is your third favorite? Okay.
Can I ask what's the length of the bump outs?
Sure. And that's gonna.
Have to look it up.
Well, yeah, how deep is the bump out?
That's a
Yeah.
problem.
Well, it's wide this way the parking spot, but how long that way?
So we have the bump outs set to match what was for Second Avenue South that was already planned for
Alright.
Second Avenue South, so there's consistency.
All right, I remember the look.
And there was
Bump out
input
is
for
right in front of
second.
your house where you park.
Then you don't park there
Well,
anymore.
yeah.
That's,
That's why I'm
Jack,
saying-
that's living in the city there, you park on the
It
street.
it
Yeah,
does
I mean,
take,
that-
it
you have to
does take
it.
away one car spot,
Right,
basically.
at each corner.
So it's 18 long?
It's 18 feet long, it's 5.5 feet wide.
Yeah.
Now it's
Okay,
Okay, let me
tapered,
ask you, why would you
kind of like
take?
not a teardrop exactly, but it's not like a purely
The
rectangle.
bump outs are
Aren't they at
primarily
the
at the
intersections?
intersections.
They're not in the.
They're
middle
only
of
at the
the
intersection.
Yeah, only
They're all
at
at
the
The bump outs are at the intersections where most of them are striped out anyway, because you're not supposed to park
You
there.
can't
it's
park,
only
you're not
the
supposed to park a
intersection.
car.
One thing that's
Back into
nice-
a corner.
It guarantees that someone's not parking there, which helps you with your sight distance
Yeah,
at that
for sure.
intersection too.
Oh, I see, okay, that's fine.
So that when you're sitting at the stop sign, you should be able to see clearly.
Safety thing.
Yeah, it's totally a safety.
So where on J would they be placed?
If I can show you.
They would
So
be,
this is what the plans look like, and so, like this is J and 6th, you can see we have these kind of features shown right there. So there's a set of them at every street, every intersecting street, except the 5th right of way.
Right.
So there's one on the north side of 6th, and then there's a set on both sides of 4th, both sides of 3rd, both sides of 2nd, and the south side of 1st.
Yeah.
They're all
But on the
north
fourth,
side?
on Fourth and J, there's a
There-
driveway into a parking lot of a community. So how can
A condo, there's four
The
units.
building on the fourth.
4 units?
On both sides, actually, but the other side, that's, they've got room to put the both.
So that would be 15 feet instead of 18 feet.
Yeah, they'll just cut it back.
So do you have the bump out?
So they would
on
put it
both
off
sides
to
of
the
road?
driveway?
Mm-mm.
I'll verify that. I see it. You're talking about the southwest corner, is that what? Yeah. I'll verify that.
The parking lot does have two entrances, one
It
on
does.
Fourth and one on J.
Yeah, but we're not trying to.
No, I know.
Okay. I'll make sure of that.
And the other
So-
property, the 416 South J, is the one that should be just flat sidewalk, not a car drive up.
But if these bump outs are taking out street parking, why would you take that opportunity away
They're at the
from?
corner
It's
though.
adding a street, it's adding an on-street spot back in. You can't park in front of it now because it's a driveway.
She's talking about the one across the street.
Or from you
No, I
guys.
understand, but if someone buys that property and builds
They
it.
can't park, they're not gonna have access to parking in the front. We don't allow those 25 foot, that's why you have a garage in the back.
And
not
15 feet
legal
from the
anyway.
corner.
Oh, I
The
see.
It's
side-
not allowed anyway.
It's not allowed
You
anyway.
can't
It's not
park.
allowed to have it from
You
the front
have
of
to
the
have a
25
drive,
foot.
an adage, I
Yeah.
see, I understand.
So why, why if they're gonna
Yeah.
make the.
No, I get it now, yeah.
Yeah, because when you, like you ride your bike or a kid on a stroller, they go down into that loop and back, and it doesn't need to be there because they can't put a driveway back in.
Yeah, because they weren't allowed that.
Right.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
got it.
Yeah, not trying to be, and that gets one more spot because people don't park there because it looks like a driveway, even though it's a driveway to a grass lot that has a fence closed. You're not supposed to park in front of a driveway, so if they make it a straight sidewalk, then it does open up the parking.
Great, right.
So we did not have a note to replace that curb cut on 416
Yeah, it's
South
416, and I'll make sure there's a sign back on the fence that
open lot.
identifies it as
Okay.
such.
So
Sign.
I'm making myself a note that
Thank you,
will,
Brett.
yeah,
So the bump outs are on both sides of the road?
yes.
So would they be putting a bump out at Fifth Avenue because it's not a
No.
street anymore, or no?
No, you said no.
It's a pedestrian walkway.
It's 4 consents.
Well landscaped too.
It is well landscaped, overgrown is a little bit the term for it right now in some areas, just saying.
That's putting it nicely.
And
That'll be
having it
really nice.
together makes it more effective as a choker.
They sleep, then you can't see them sleeping in the bush. And then they can, just stay there a little longer. But,
So there will-
Sorry.
There will be a concrete driveway there and then 10 feet of that millings, but then the landscaping we're not going to try to disturb, so at that fifth.
No. Oh, at
Wait,
Fifth,
what did
yeah,
you
yeah,
say?
Fifth.
So it'll look like sidewalk and then a curb cut driveway and then a sidewalk.
People are gonna be driving.
Why would they do
They
that?
won't, it's blocked most of the way.
Why would they
Blocked.
put a driveway onto that?
So we don't want to just do curb and sidewalk across the alleys because they are access points for people. So we make it look like a driveway. And the city needs to access utilities.
Electric and water and
Oh,
sewer to get to
okay.
the alleys.
Yeah.
To the access points.
Yeah, even though like David and Sandy's is overgrown, if the utilities wanted to come in there and work on what's underground, they would dig up those plants, they haven't,
Why do they have that?
I just wanted to say something.
So that's really cool. Just having the school kids on sidewalks the whole way to school
That'd be so nice.
will be
And there's
fun.
somebody on J Street who's like recovering from stroke and he's always walking.
Oh, and he's a great guy, isn't he? He's on our block, he's one of our
He's
people.
moving now.
And he
Oh, is
always
he?
walks in the
He's living
road.
out of state.
Sidewalks
Oh.
are so horrible.
I wanted to touch on one other thing. There is bike lanes right now
Yeah.
on J and K. We had several people at previous meetings, especially on K, that said that those bike lanes are a concern for them because they're right up next to the driver's side door of parked cars, and so when driver doors open. So we're actually doing sharrows instead of the bike lane. So the sharrow is this thing. It looks like
Oh,
a
yeah.
bike guy with arrows on top. So instead of a bike lane running down, you'll have your stripe for the street parking, you'll have the center, and then you'll just have the sharrow. Actually, you don't, it's a one-way. So you have just the parking lines and then the sharrow. I think just, it would be
On the
just
right
past
side, right?
each intersection.
Cool.
So, yeah, just so you know.
Are you doing the crosswalks at each intersection?
So there will be a crosswalk at each intersection.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I know, we haven't had stripes in so long, we haven't had so many things, it's really hard to imagine.
So
I
is
know.
Fifth
Oh,
Avenue
Wait,
South?
they're not gonna be laddered, they're just the sides.
What's a stripe? We're looking
Yeah,
at
it'll be a
stripes.
stripe on each side of the crosswalk.
We're not saying
So Fifth Avenue South has become a pedestrian walkway.
Yeah, there's
Are
no,
they gonna do something like that there?
That's what you said they're gonna do this.
so I don't have a crosswalk shown there. We don't have it set up like a, so one thing I didn't mention is at every intersection, we're gonna make sure all the curb ramps are up to ADA standard. So on the Fifth Avenue, since we just have a driveway curb cut there, there's not like an ADA ramp and then a crosswalk across. It's currently not like a mid-block crossing. So if we wanted to make it a mid-block crossing, we really don't want to have just a driveway. We should have a ADA.
Yeah, it should be, and that's what it should be.
So is it a place where we should have a mid-block
Absolutely.
crosswalk? Okay.
Absolutely. Kids are going down with their kids to school in a stroller, so
Okay.
they're gonna have to go out, down the curb, across the thing,
I don't
and
have a
back up.
problem
That
with
should be,
that.
that, they should be able to
Yeah.
slide down, go across and
That
slide
makes
back up. That shouldn't be blocked. You should be able to do that same
You'll
thing.
see the kids, I'm okay.
I'm going with the kids.
Yeah.
I always throw the kids
For the
under the
kids
bus.
to
I do, I throw them under the bus.
Do we wait till some child is run over? That's the question.
I think it's a great point. We'll have a
No, because I mean, really, that would make
Mid-block
sense. Somebody
crosswalk
should be
right
able to, yeah.
It is a little.
Well, you gotta look at.
And the grocery
One day
cart,
somebody's
they
gonna get
get
hit.
some hands. We got the
And our
Haitian can
walkers if
lady.
we need them.
We got the Haitian can lady. We want her to have easy access. You know, we do. We like the Haitian can lady. She puts out a lot of people's trash.
So that's a good piece of input. We'll have a crosswalk there.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's the signage? Is that something?
So
different than what
within
we've got?
the historic districts, which I think
We are.
We
Yeah, we are.
South
get,
Lucerne Town Center.
you get a blue. This is a black and white picture, but you get a blue sign that says South J Street, and then along the side it'll say Southeast Lucerne Historic District on the
Nice.
street side.
Great.
So, and on the intersecting streets, the First Avenue South and Third Avenue, or whatever, will have the same. So Second Avenue South is not included on this because that's part
Jamie's
of
doing
the
it,
project. Yeah. But then in some of the other streets, they just get the typical green if they're not in a historic.
So sad for them.
But if you're in historic, you get a blue sign with the, so all these are the Southeast
Awesome.
Lucerne
What?
Historic District.
Awesome.
It is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously, with everything we got going on the 400 block right now, good things, like this is just one more good, like, seriously.
Yeah.
We have 30 years for some of this shit and haven't.
Oh, God.
So I guess supposed to be interactive, but what I just told you is that we're gonna do the signage, we're gonna do the
Yeah.
crosswalks, we're gonna do sidewalks. We're
We
gonna
like
do
the
bump
bump
outs.
outs, the
we're
shared
gonna do
thing.
these. You don't like these,
No.
and I don't see how you could not have a school zone at
At a
South
school?
Can we have
Grade.
a stop sign block?
Oh, we can write one in, let's do it.
Cross the street with juices.
I'm telling you, we've been talking about those damn stop signs for 20 years. That was our first project as a neighborhood association. Went nowhere, but that was our project. We worked hard.
So let's, if you guys wanna, I'll put your sticker on stop sign though.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not
I'll put all 3 of my stickers on stop signs.
Yeah. Because we're getting
Got such
everything
nice little
else.
private
But
meeting, you
The
know?
recycling is gonna be throughout the city, or is that just?
Just places
We
where,
had
so,
cocktail waitress.
so it's really, it depends on what the failure of the road is or what the section, so if there's a road that, has a specific problem, like the asphalt and the rock is too thin,
Yeah, we're getting bumped, we don't
then
want
we
that.
do it. If it's a certain type of failure, then we do it. Otherwise, we do the mill, because it's more expensive than a mill and overlay. So where we don't have to do it, we're not gonna do it.
So basically the first block.
New chair.
But each
We're
kind
gonna do that
Very
approach
nice.
the whole
I like the
way
color.
from Thank you. First to sixth.
Yeah.
But then from sixth to seventh, I think we're doing it.
Yeah.
But each contractor is going to have access to the machine.
Yes, so everybody, all the contractors in that push button contract have a price for doing that approach. And so each one of the consultants should have that in their toolbox of options to use.
That's,
Yeah, but it is more expensive, so you really want to use it when you need to. Because we're trying to stretch that bond dollar.
One of the things that District 4 is going to get is very special.
Ooh.
I just wanted to point it out to you.
An
Saturday,
award or anything that we can put in
Saturday-
us?
Me?
Saturday, September 30th, at
10 a.m.
10 a.m. at K and South Third. Yeah. The city is going to have a kind of a ceremony to inaugurate this entire program.
Oh, cool.
Like a
Yeah,
groundbreaking.
they've chosen this particular section of District 4 as a location for that.
Cool. Well, we'll come out. We're a neighborhood association that likes to come out and participate. You might have a t-shirt. Cool.
Well, they're part of it, aren't
Is that what you
We'll
guys
have to get that, we'll have to get that going.
Yeah, we'll put it on our website and we'll have flyers and social media will get it out, so.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, right.
I've known her in a long time.
We're gonna meet with Ben on Wednesday about it. You call it
You
today.
kind of get entrenched.
struggling for the same thing.
And just keep asking for the damn site.
Yeah,
I can put that on.
the rule on that is.
But just, you know there's gonna be trouble from MSHA.
That elevator will
Oh, come on, I'm gonna see you walk in your ass. Hi, I'm Barbara. Nice to meet you.
That's okay.
Oh, cool. Cool, that's a good thing. Sorry, I'm a little crazy.
No, I hear you.
I don't mind you.
Oh, well, where I was.
That's pretty good. We sometimes get out of our own way. That's why years ago
Speaking of sign, I can think of how often
Town that is all about us. How long do you talk about God? We'll never talk about the
You put a compound.
Oh, no, they were gonna have, are they gonna show us? They got a house tour plan for in the building, lots of holdings,
Yeah,
which they don't need a city permit to do. So we'll see if that actually gets. Yeah, supposedly, but Hudson, I did a wedding in Hudson Holden, I did a wedding in Sunday House, and owners, we're in sight, and we're in the building. I was like, well, I'm from Lakeport, they were like, oh, we're doing They had the RFPs yesterday, they opened 200 professional qualifications yesterday. Work up there, every, not every night. So I think September 9th, next, I think. I mean, that's how it was discussing when they, I was at the Randy over when that school. In like 1970. Oh, you're an old, you're young, you're in exactly yet.
but that's it.
You know, when Nelson Mandela. Well, I like that, you know, that Judge Bailey, he gets a lot about this guy with the beard? Yeah, he's good to have. But he came to Hawaii, told crackers about the whip. Yeah, with the whip, yeah. When he does that whip.
I used to see you on the post, I finally got a chance to talk to him about Susan Weisberg.
Yeah, Susan Wenzel, so yeah, who died of ALS. Oh, did you?
I bet you it is.
Oh, did you?
He retired. I can tell you.
Well, actually, I got to see him. I remember my sister's lawyer in town, and she had brought Belvin for a hearing, and he was sitting next to the judge. We walked in there with Nelson Belvin, and she was for the hearing, like, Judge Bailey! You know? That's